Do you want to know how you can close more high ticket clients? Well, if you do, listen to this whole video because that's exactly what I'm breaking down. I am going to be talking about the 5 sales principles that you can use at your event to close more high ticket clients. And listen, you have been in the arena for a while. You may think, I know how to do this, but you do not, I guarantee you, know how to take sales principles that work for you online, right? That has been working for your email copy, your ad copy, all of this stuff that works for you online. You don't know how to actually take those same principles and apply them offline at your in real life event. And that is what I'm going to be talking about today, is how do you close more deals, high ticket clients at your live event. And if you stay until the end, you're going to learn the number one conversion killer that people make whenever hosting an event. And let me tell you, it's not picking out a venue. It's not what you think it is. It is something that they should do before they even start marketing. And so that is what I'm going to be talking about today. So make sure you stay tuned and let's dive in. Principle number one, people buy from people that they like, know, and trust. This is not groundbreaking. You already know this. You've heard it. It's a thing. But how does this actually apply to your event? Well, in an event, when you're selling high ticket, there is such thing as too early. There is such thing as not enough time. There is such thing as not enough days, right? So what is the perfect spot for a high ticket offer? And that is 3 days. It's not one day. One day is not enough time. 2 days is too weird because you want to give value on the day one. And if you have a 2 day, then you have to make the offer on day two. And then people who need more time to make decisions are then punished. So 2 days, not great. But 3 days allows for you to make your offer halfway through the program so that you can give enough value so that you can build that like, know, and trust so that you can get them connected to you, get them connected to the vision that you are casting for them, that your product is the solution to get them to wherever they want to go. You need time. And that is why a 3 day is perfect, because you have enough time to get them to believe and enroll in you and the vision that they can do this without giving them the ick. Like, just take it from dating. I don't know how many of you are single or you've been through this whole like Hinge online dating like thing, but you know there's something called too early, right? Like, I don't know about y'all, but what gives me the ick is when someone literally slides into my DM and they ask me on a date and they haven't even talked to me yet at all. That gives me the ick. I don't care that you're offering me the perfect date. I don't care that you've done your research and you sat there and you told me that you're going to take me on this ideal date that I literally mapped out and told you about. I'm still going to say no. I don't care if you're the perfect person because you just gave me the ick because you told me too soon. So take it from the dating game. Like, hey, if it's too early to ask on a date, it's too early to ask people to date you and join your offer without knowing. So that is principle number one. People buy from people that they like, know, and trust. So make sure that you are selling high ticket with a 3 day event. Don't be giving people the ick. Don't be making offers on day one. Don't be making offers that are super expensive and they don't have enough time to think about the investment. You got to get them to believe why they need it, why they need you, why they need the product, why they need the result, why you're the solution. You have to have time. Okay, off my soap. Principle number two, sell the outcome, not the features and the bennies, the benefits. Listen to me now, hear me now, and remember this. People want the transformation, not the transportation. That's right. Nobody is waking up at 2 a.m. with the night sweat saying, wow, I really need 6-week coaching program with one-on-one calls. No, they are thinking, I need to make more money so that I can send my children to private school and so that I can be the breadwinner so that my husband can retire and take care of the kids. They are thinking, I need to lose weight because I have my reunion coming up or I have my wedding coming up and I need to look like the best thing out there. That's what they're thinking. They're not thinking about, oh, I want one-on-one coaching calls. So what is the outcome? What is the outcome, the transformation that you provide that no one else provides? What is it? That is what you are selling. That is what you are enrolling them into believing and wanting and casting for them that it's possible. Okay. So the principle number 2, sell the outcome, not the features and the benefits. And so this type applies to your content. When you're talking from the stage, you should have content that's really about the transformation, showing them what's possible, right? And then the other thing is your offer deck, the way you present your offer should not be about the things they get, but the result that they get. Because here is the thing, the more things that you give them, the more objections you create. When you just give thing after thing after thing, it allows them to think, well, what does this mean? What, like, I can't do this. I don't have enough time. I don't have enough resources. It just creates more objections. So you just need to give them exactly what they need to know, not more, not less, so that they can get the result that you promise and deliver. Okay. That is principle number 2. So the outcome, not the features, and not the benefits. Principle number 3, people are influenced by the experiences of other. Okay. So what that means is people are more likely to do the things that other people are doing. Okay. So like real life example, or not real life because it's Gossip Girl example, but I don't know if all of you are Gossip Girl fans, but I'm a big Gossip Girl girly and I freaking love Blair Waldorf. And so if you don't know this show, what I want you to take away from it is really that there's Blair Waldorf, who is Queen Bee, right? And she has this very aesthetic where she's super preppy, like super buttoned up. She wears a lot of headbands, very, very cute, rich vibe. And then you have Jenny Humphrey, who is more edgy and dark, and she wears a lot of eyeliner, does not wear headbands. And Jenny Humphrey is younger than Blair Waldorf. And when Blair is going to college, there has to become a new Queen Bee. And then Jenny Humphrey wins this Queen Bee. But what happens is the people that were under her, these minions, as Blair calls them, are no longer dressing like Blair Waldorf. They're no longer in headbands. They then show up to school wearing eyeliner and being dark. And so, what I want you to take away from this is that people actually are looking for other people for what to do. A lot of people do not actually lead. They think that they're leaders, but they're not, they're followers. And so, what that teaches you, like what you can do in your event, is you can use things like social proof. You can have awards, student success stories, student panel, case studies, but you want to stack the evidence and validation that your process, your pathway, your program gets people the results, right? Because when they see other people doing the thing, they'll be like, oh, I got to do the thing too, right? You got to make them see that other people are doing it. So they're like, oh, this is safe. And then the other thing that is really cool that you have to do is you have to create a table rush. So you want to have the buying tables in the back of the room because when people see everyone run into the back of the room, they're like, oh, I need to do this too. I need to do this too. Other people are doing it, right? And so that is that principle at work. People are influenced by the experiences of others. Principle number 4, a confused mind never buys, right? Like, have you ever been into a store? Like, actually, I know the perfect store. Y'all ever been to Nordstrom Rack? Like, you've been to Nordstrom, but have you been to Nordstrom Rack and you walk in and you're just overwhelmed? Like, there's so many racks every freaking where, and you know that the best deal is in there because it's Nordstrom Rack, but you don't care because you can't figure out where to go. You just walk out as soon as you walk in. You know what I mean? Well, that's exactly what this principle it talks about. So why I'm saying this is when you have an offer like that people are so confused, they don't know where to go, then they are thinking that too. They'd rather just walk out the door and deal with it later or never deal with it at all. And so something that I see a lot of people do is they focus so much on what they're going to say during the pitch but they don't think about what they're going to say to land it. And if someone does not say exactly what to do to land the plane, then people are going to sit there scratching their head saying, well, what do I do next? Okay. So you have to make sure you're super clear in your instructions. And the other thing is, if you're going to have multiple offers, there's different strategies you can use. But if you're going to make multiple offers at the same time to the same room, you better make it super clear who it is for and what makes it different so that people can self-identify which program is right for them. You do not want to roll out multiple offers in an event and people are wondering which one is right for them. You should tell them you are the doctor, you prescribe it, you know, you are the master, you are the mentor, you are the coach. Okay? So that is, if you are going to do it, make sure you have very clear who this is for and who it's not for. And it's completely different offers where people aren't thinking, oh, maybe I need this one. All right. So that's the other thing that you can take away from when it comes to a confused mind never buys. All right. Before I dive into our final principle number 5, then I said I would be sharing with you the number one mistake that people make when they are selling from stage, and that is doing anything before they know their offer. I know it sounds simple, but so many people book a bunch of speakers, a whole venue, all of this thing, do their marketing, and they don't even know what their offer is. And if you don't know what your offer is, then you can't market and get the right people in the room that actually are meant for your offer. So that is the number one mistake that will kill your conversions. It's called through line. And if you are loving this video, make sure you follow me, because each week I break down different sales strategies that you can use to close more high ticket clients at your event. So principle number 5, people act when there is a reason to buy. All right, let's be honest. We all are guilty of this. It's like you see this really cool thing online and you're like, ooh, I'm going to get this. And then you literally you're like, I'm going to get it. And then something else pops up and you end up not buying it. Or maybe it's something like, oh, this is a good one. So raise your hand, put it in the comments if this is you. But if you have ever, planned for a trip, right? Like you have mentally planned a trip, you have picked out the hotel, you have even put on your outfits in your head, but you still haven't actually purchased the hotel room for the vacation or the flights to the vacation. You're just like, oh yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it later. I'm going to do it later. That's exactly what people will do if you do not give them a reason to buy. They will delay, delay, delay. So people act when there's a reason to buy. So what can you do at your event? Well, what you can do is you can have some type of welcome lunch or welcome kickoff session, some type of reason that makes people want to actually make a decision and be there. And so having a bonus session that once you join, you get access to, or having event only pricing or bonuses that expire when the event is over. But that's exactly what you want to make sure you do, because I am telling you, if you do not give someone a reason to buy, they will not buy. So make sure there is always a reason to buy, even if it's not your event, any type of launch, reason to buy, you have to have one. So there you have it, 5 sales principles that you can use at your event and exactly how, so that you can close more high ticket clients. And if you love this content or you're thinking about hosting an event, make sure you follow, because I release event strategy content all day long. Well, not all day long, but every week. Follow me.